It's North London Derby Day, but it's a tired one. Good morning, and this is the Arsenal News Show. Hello and welcome to the Gooner Talk, back again with you guys and girls for another episode of what is the Arsenal News Show. Joining you every morning at 8 a.m. UK time. Thank you as always for joining me and making this a part of your morning routines. I am incredibly grateful for you all being here, and apologies for the slight late start. I was kind of rummaging around trying to find a glass of water because it's needed. But good morning to those joining us in the chat. Appreciate your time as always. Thank you for doing so, and thank you for being here. It is, as I say, the biggest day in terms of away fixtures this season, with Arsenal travelling to Tottenham to try and secure 3 points for a third successive season. The first time that they would have done so since 1988, believe it or not. It's been quite some time since three North London away league derbies have been won in 3 successive years, but there is an opportunity to break yet another record under Mikel Arteta's tenure and bring home the bragging rights and, of course, most importantly, the points. But good morning to you in the chat box: Matt G, Stevie, Black Shine, Carlton, Temmie, Franklin. We've got Stevie, Stephen, John, Knowledge, Paul, Olawale, Rich, Aidan, Sweaty Merlot, John Z. We've got Angela. We've got Runs with Cows, Graham, Odorile, Maximius, and plenty more of you guys and girls as well. Thank you to you all for tuning in. And of course, a massive thank you to those that dropped a like on yesterday's video and those that dropped a like on the day before's video. Yesterday was one of our most watched videos, nearly 30,000 of you tuning into yesterday's show, which is amazing. Thank you so much for that, and well over 2,000 likes as well. So we absolutely smashed yesterday's target, and I hope that we can smash today's target as well. If you could be ever so kind to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, with those notifications turned on so you never miss a show, that also would be incredibly appreciated. If you can try and help us to reach 1K every day on the channel. So if you're listening on catch up, we're going to need you to hop over from Spotify, from iTunes, wherever you happen to listen to your podcasts. Hop over to YouTube, drop a like on the video. That'd be great to see. Right, let's jump to today's slides, shall we? There's not loads, and I can't promise that today is going to be a long show either, but it is one. It is a show for you all the while. Yes, let's just crack on, I think, at this stage. Arsenal's under-18s yesterday came back from 3-0 down and to draw with Southampton. An excellent result overall. Max Doman involved, of course, the 14-year-old mega star in the Arsenal team. Just his stock just continues to grow, and yet again he had a very good game, helped setting up the equalising goal. They were 3-0 down within 25 minutes, but goals from Dan Casey, Andre Anus, and Alec Marciniak were all that it took in the end to get the goals to equalise in the final 10 minutes of the game. Sadly, they couldn't go on to win it, but it did show great character to return from a 3-0 down scoreline too, which is absolutely fantastic. Yesterday's Premier League roundup, I was keeping as best I could abreast of everything that was going on during and throughout the wedding yesterday. And there were moments of surprise, there were moments of hope, there were moments of elation, moments of frustration, and moments of, well, yeah, there you go. So rounding up yesterday's results, Manchester United winning 3-0 against Southampton. Southampton missing an opportunity, of course, to score an early penalty to give them the lead. That's Ramsdale now conceding a lot of goals. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm just starting to feel like how I spoke about Ramsdale's price tag and the fact that I just don't think that we would have seen more than £25 million secured. I know that includes add-ons, of course, which are, to our understanding, very achievable. Only 1 million of that, of course, is secured if Southampton stay up. It's worth pointing out. I can't help but feel that that £25 million is suddenly looking very, very good. Brighton and Hove Albion drew 0-0 with Ipswich Town, of course. Amazing performance against Arsenal, and then suddenly can't beat a promoted side. That's the Premier League, I guess. Crystal Palace 2-2 against Leicester. Mateta getting 2 goals there. Leicester going 2-0 up in that game. Eddie Nketiah starting, was involved in the build-up to the penalty, of course, that led to the equaliser toward the end of the game. He also had a good shot from the right-hand side that just went to the left-hand side of the Leicester right post. Fulham drawing 1-1 with West Ham United, Emil Smith-Rowe getting an assist in that game. Liverpool, though, a big result, of course, in the title race there. Nottingham Forest winning 1-0 at Anfield to secure their first big defeat of the season for Arne Slot, and probably to a lot of the critics of Arteta in our chat boxes who stay quite silent, looking at Liverpool going, look, Liverpool got a brand new manager. Look how good they are. Well, dropping points at home against a side who are expected to go down potentially this year. Although that said, Forest have had a really decent start to the season and maybe have pulled themselves away from the relegation expectation that so many had for them at the beginning of the season. Manchester City beat Brentford 2-1, again going 1-0 down at home, showing some of that, I suppose, fragility that there is defensive that Arsenal will look to exploit next weekend, we hope. But then Erling Haaland just being Erling Haaland and scoring 2 goals to give Man City the 3 points. But Brentford could have easily equalised. They had opportunities. Me connection. Sorry about the connection this morning. Once again, I can't control that. The Wi-Fi is not the best here in the hotel. So yes, Brentford seem to always give City a good game. Hopefully, City eventually will drop points. Aston Villa, a brilliant result for them. Everton going 2-0 up again away from home in the Premier League. I mean, they went 2-0 up, of course, at home against Bournemouth, but lost 3-2 in the 87th minute, lose that game. 2-0 up against Aston Villa, lose 3-2. Brilliant goal from John Duran to give the points to Aston Villa once again. I was talking to some of the guys, of course, during the reception period of yesterday and watching this scoreline. There's a pub like connected next door, and of course, it was playing the game across as well. So I kept people going out the room, coming back in, saying it's 1-0, it's 2-0. Everton have equalised, or rather, Aston Villa have equalised now. Aston Villa are winning. And it was a brilliant goal, of course, just to highlight that point again. And the late kickoff, Bournemouth should have won this game. They missed a penalty. They had far more chances, far more dominance than Chelsea did. But Chelsea, in the end, getting a goal, courtesy of a Jadon Sancho assist, a Christopher Nkunku finish. Chelsea coming away with a result that I do not think will be, by any stretch of the imagination, encouraging for them. Just the 3 points, a relief for Enzo Maresca, but by no means a turning point for Chelsea, I don't think, who definitely should have lost that game. However, the big controversy of yesterday, and something that was a big point of discussion yesterday at the table, was Szoboszlai, who, of course, you all for the longer-term listeners of the channel will be very familiar with, well before he joined Liverpool. But, of course, Declan Rice sent off for Arsenal against Brighton for kicking the ball away after the whistle had gone. In this instance, against Nottingham Forest, Szoboszlai on a yellow card, whistle goes. There is a significant gap, I think, that he can, of course, register the fact that the referee's whistle has gone, and he decides to boot the ball across the goal in what looked to be a frustrating kick. Now, I think that this is going to be a regular issue that continues to be brought up. I don't think this should be a red card. But at the same time, I don't think Declan Rice should have been sent off. I don't think yellow cards should be given for these types of moments, to be honest. I think it's pathetic of referees. And to be fair, also in the Chelsea Bournemouth game, Anthony Taylor apparently broke his record. I didn't watch the game, so it's difficult to know. But those that did in the chat box will know better than me. But I was seeing across socials yesterday that Anthony Taylor broke his record for the number of yellow cards given in a game where simply he didn't deserve to give that many yellow cards to players either. So referees, again, very much main character energy, if you like, coming from them right now and just taking over the Premier League in ways that we don't want to see. But it's just that consistency, isn't it? It's that consistency of decisions that it's a rule for one team, typically for Arsenal, and the rule is applied very differently for other teams. And we've seen that. And this is going to be a regular occurrence. You're going to see these examples brought up over and over and over again throughout the course of the season because, of course, Arsenal have felt so punished by them. But, of course, it is decision day for Mikel Arteta in terms of his team, in terms of how he's going to use his selection against Tottenham in the North London derby. Is Havertz going to be in midfield? Is Waneri going to play? Is Sterling going to get an opportunity? Who's going to play up top? Who's going to play on the left? Who's going to be at left back? Is Calafiori going to be fit? Is Ødegaard going to prove all the doubters wrong and be available? I highly doubt it, but who knows? It's very, very difficult to know anything when it comes to Arteta's cryptic knowledge and answers when it comes to injuries. But it is a huge day in the world of Arsenal. Lose this game and it is going to be massively damaging to Arsenal's title hopes. Draw this game and it's still to a degree damaging. It has to be, for me, a win. I'm not taking a draw in this. Arsenal have to go and try and get all 3 points in the derby, even without their key players. And I think personally, you will get... I think that there is more pressure on Tottenham to a degree because they have got their effectively a near full team, besides Richarlison and maybe one or two others that are doubts but have said to be, like Solanke, Van de Ven, expected to play in this game. There is an expectation that Tottenham should not be losing this game with the injuries that Arsenal have, and that puts the pressure on them. And hopefully Arsenal can, of course, deliver it in their away kit. Arsenal playing in their away kit for the first time in the North London derby for as long as I can remember. I cannot remember the last time that Arsenal played in their away kit in the derby, but we will indeed see that today. Very intrigued to see what happens, of course, as always. There's nothing intriguing, though, about NordVPN because it lays it out perfectly what you get for your money, and it's a very good deal that you get indeed. You get fantastic safety and security, of course, online. The superpower of changing your geolocation from one location to another on any of your digital devices, your laptops, your mobiles, your tablets. It's a must-have product for anything that you use digitally in 2024. And if you go to nordvpn.com, you can get a significant discount off a 1 or a 2-year plan with 4 months extra thrown in free on top of that as well. A 30-day money-back guarantee is there for you if you're not happy with the service for whatever reason. I cannot understand why on earth you would be able to turn down such a good deal for something that's such a necessity in this world today, having a VPN, of course, to keep you safe and secure, especially if you're traveling, but even if you're not, but to give you those protections against people trying to steal your data and looking at things that you're looking at on the internet. And of course, Football Prizes continues to support the channel. A massive thank you to them. I'm looking forward to seeing the brand new Arsenal competition that I'm sure will be becoming available for you to get involved with tomorrow morning. Of course, we'll be live tomorrow morning again, but from Dublin tomorrow, different location, hopefully better internet for you all, and hopefully a brand new prize to talk to you about as well. Right, let's go to part 2 and your questions right after this. Okay, part 2 of the show. This is, of course, the part of the show where we tackle your questions for the next, I'm going to say 13 minutes max is what I'm going to give you. If you could be ever so kind to drop a like on the video and, of course, subscribe. We did really well to hit well over 2,000 likes yesterday on the show leading up to the derby. If you could help us out today, don't slack. Don't let us down. Please do drop a like. And we're very close to actually hitting 60,000 subs as well. So thank you to all of you that continue to support the channel and be a part of this brilliant, brilliant community. And I can tell you, actually, let me have a quick look because I've not mentioned it in a while because I'm not needed to because it's been going excellently well. But our live event, of course, next February, on the 20th of February, there are, 5 more tickets to go. So if you want a ticket, there are only 5 left. So make sure you get your hands on them. It's going to be a great night of footballing Arsenal chat, of course, at the Old Queen's Head in Angel on the Essex Road. All the information is down the link in the description, and there aren't many tickets left to be able to come along and join us in person for that event in London next year. Okay. Sophie's in the chat, says, how's the head? I'm fine, to be fair. I know that come across a bit like a Ross meme then from Friends. I'm fine. But I genuinely am feeling good. I do tend to kind of pace myself at these things, spread it out across the day, and I end up feeling all right. But the missus isn't happy about me doing a show. Max Stays Black says, Tom, Arne Slot got his baptism of fire. This is the Premier League. I still maintain Liverpool are not title contenders. Even Klopp struggled after his title win. Smash those like buttons. Thank you, mate. I think with the Slot situation, Liverpool situation, there's such a feel-good factor, if you will, about Liverpool. Seeing how they respond after this defeat, how they go into that. I think they're lucky they've got a Champions League game, of course, this week. I think that will help them to refocus for their next Premier League game. But It will be intriguing to see if this doesn't somewhat spiral and if they drop more points, drop more bad results, if indeed how that affects the mood of the camp and how that affects Slot, who, of course, will want to see a response from his team. Fahim says, does the Premier League have power to decide if they want to stop the PGMOL officials refereeing games and bring in new PGMOL officials? I mean, I'm sure they do, but that won't happen. Rob says, to be fair to Ramsdale, he made some good saves as well. He saved 7 of the 10 shots on target. If he's in a side that's shipping chances, he can't be expected to save every shot that's on his goal. I agree with you. I just think I saw things in his performance, and I did manage to catch plenty of the game that I was like, yeah, like I can see why we moved on. I can see why we upgraded to David Raya. There is, for me, a very clear difference, I think, that is starting to emerge. Like I remember watching Raya for Brentford, a team that, you know, were further down the Premier League table, and while being exposed to more shots, just seemed that much more confident. And I get that feeling of confidence from Raya more so than I did. Not that I didn't get it with Ramsdale, but certainly that I get it more so from Raya. Cesar says, a bit after the transfer window, but would Alphonso Davies help us on the left-hand side? Just asking me from Canada. That's from Cesaretti. I think that Alphonso Davies is a player that will probably move to the likes of Madrid, but we have loads of left backs. We have 6 players, potentially 7, who can play in that left back position. So I don't think looking at left backs is going to be anywhere near the priority for us either. Dara says, hey, Tom, I heard that if you smash the like button, it increases the chances of Arsenal winning in the derby today. If that isn't enough of a reason for you to hit the like button, I don't know what is. Thanks, Dara. Daniel says, what's Tom's score prediction? I'm going 3-1 Arsenal. Can you give us a shout out to my mini gunner, Theo and Kai? Of course I can. Theo and Kai, I hope you're having a fantastic week. I wonder if indeed there's any Arsenal inspiration behind those names, Daniel. But yes, I went with 2-1 in the preview show. Of course, if you've not yet watched our preview show, it is available on the channel for you to catch up on. We give all of our thoughts ahead of that game, give our lineups and predictions, and listen to the chat box's predictions too. So make sure you catch up on that if you haven't done so already ahead of this afternoon's game. But 2-1 is what I've gone with. Mubarak says, Mr. Tom, good morning. People, Arsenal fans, you must know that referees are fighting against Arsenal. They're going back. Arsenal loses trophies because of referees. Always apologising. Why? Because they're just not good enough, mate. Jermaine says, I can't believe TGT has only around 60,000 subs. TGT is easily one of the best Arsenal channels out there and should have at least 500k. Thank you, mate. That's very kind of you indeed. Michael says, do you think our backline will be able to keep Haaland from scoring against us? He's been a beast in front of goal lately, and we're playing them next weekend. What I think is an important point to put out about City is that it looks very one-dimensional. It looks very reliant on Haaland, does it not, right now? So if you are another team, and I know it's not exactly an easy task, but Arsenal have 2 of the best, 3 of the best, 4 of the best defenders in their back 4 in the Premier League. And if we can stop Haaland, which I know is a hell of a task, but it's not like, you know, days of old where you'd have to think about every single player in that front line. And we are going to have to think about what De Bruyne could do, what Silva can do, what Grealish can do, what Doku can do, etc. Savinho, what he can do. But if you can stop Haaland, if you can, as Saliba has done before, you know, Haaland failed to lodge anything, I don't think even a shot on target at the Emirates last year, nor even at the Etihad, to my understanding, I think, if I remember rightly. So we have a good record of shutting Haaland down. I'm hoping that we can do that again next week. Charles says the highest Spurs can get is a draw. Solanke against Saliba and Gabby, no chance. We can hurt them on the break because of Ange, and he'll come out to play, and that could give us a bit of an edge as our defence is very solid. I hope that you are right. Maximir says 2-1 to the Arsenal. Do it comfortably. Rob's going for a 4-1. Jesus, my saviour, is going for a 2-0 Arsenal win. John says, Tom, what's the starting lineup and who is going to be playing where for you? I, of course, went through all of this in our preview show. So I'm going to be a very selfish content creator here and say, if you want to know what that is for me, go and watch the preview show because it will give you the answers to all of my preview questions, of course, as well. Sink says, Tom's looking... I don't know if he's being ironic here. I hope I'm looking relatively fresh, Senki, but thank you for that. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not. Chinho says it's only the goal scorer with more than 2 goals in City's team is Haaland. He, however, has almost scored with every shot that he has taken. Brian says Grealish is good, but overrated. It's glorified calf merchant, in my opinion. Oh, dear. RRDM says Haaland will not score against Arsenal. Daniel says Ethan will start or come off the bench in the last half hour. What do you think? I think that there's a chance we could see Ethan today get an opportunity from the bench, depending upon the game state. I'd be shocked if he starts, but I've seen some people suggesting that they would start him. I'd be absolutely bowled over if Ethan Nwaneri starts this game, but it's up to Arteta. He's got to make those decisions, and maybe Nwaneri has been absolutely on it in training and has deserved it. I hope that we see a brilliant Arsenal performance. I hope that we see a performance that is worthy, of course, of this team and worthy of what we need to achieve this season. I am going to bring the show to an end there. Sorry that it is a shorter show. I hope that you can appreciate the reasons as to why. I hope you can appreciate that we've put a show on for you this morning, and I hope that you'll drop that like button a press as well in response. Also, have a fantastic day. I know that it'll be completely predicated upon today's result, but I'll be back with you tomorrow morning from Dublin to talk all about Arsenal's hopefully a win over Tottenham Hotspur in the North London derby. Come on, you Gooners. Stay safe, stay well, stay happy and respectful. And as always, up the Arsenal.